Hey Pokemon trainers and fellow save file explorers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ben at pixelportable and today we're embarking on an epic adventure through the digital world of Pokemon games. We've gathered over 40 Japanese cartridges and with that their save files, all from different games across its almost entire 2.5 decade long timeline. And we're about to deep dive into them and uncover the hidden trends, popular team compositions and other intriguing data. So grab your Pokeballs, your HM slaves and your curiosity and let's get started. This is the process. Step 1. Plug the Game Boy operator into the PC and run the software. Using this device, we can read the data off the cart and onto the PC, where we can take a look at just what's going on with these save files. Step 2. Plug the cart into the device. Let's take a peek at these save files from over 20 years ago. And, well, it's not reading the cart. In fact, it's messing up constantly. Step 1.5. Using isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab, let's clean those cart's contacts. After all, there's likely 2 decades worth of grime and dust under there. Yep, look at that, plenty of dirt inside there. Hopefully now we've given it a good clean, we can get on with saving these carts. Alright, plug it back in and... boom! There it is. Our first game is now recognized by the device. So firstly, I'm just backing up the game. We click start, boop, and we watch the data grid put on a cool light display. Now we back up the save. And now we try to launch the game. But it breaks. And we think to ourselves, what would Muck do? Minimize. After multiple game crashes, I use a separate ROM and load the save files that I'd backed up. Success! Except the save file is dead, and the data is lost to the sands of time. This isn't surprising, given the batteries inside these are way past their use date, so I expect this to not be the only dead game. Anyway, the cart is labelled, logged into the spreadsheet, and put into the graveyard box until a battery swap in the future will revive these to their former glory. Farewell for now, 001G. This exact process happened 4 more times. After this many back-to-back dead carts, I was sure that my fears were true, that there would be no Gen 1 games with original batteries still alive after 27 years. Now, considering these batteries have a lifespan of an average of 10 years, for this to work, we're expecting it to have met its lifespan and surpassed it by an additional 17 years, nearly 3 times over its usual lifespan. For a human comparison, the average human lives for around 72.6 years. So for us to live as long as we want this battery to, we would have to live until the colossal age of 193. So I guess all the Gen 1 cards are dead. It's just too much to ask for them to be alive after all this time. Well, that was true until G1G005 booted up. And here it was, 27 years after its birth, still holding on. And this brings us to the first fun stat discovered from the 20 Gen 1 carts that we tested. Only 2 out of the 9 Pokemon Green carts survived. And only 1 out of the 4 red carts was alive. Surprisingly, 3 out of the 4 blue carts still survived, and all 3 of the 3 yellow carts survived to this day. That gives us a total of 9 surviving carts. And with that, let's deep dive into the stats from those 9 carts that actually worked. Well, the most common trainer name was Satoshi, and if you don't know what Satoshi means, well, it's the Japanese name for the Pokemon anime's main character, who we know in the West as Ash.
My name is really Tom Ado.
Playtime. The lowest playtime from the Gen 1 games was 5 hours and 55 minutes on G1B004, a copy of Pokemon Blue. And the highest, you ask? Well, that was another copy of Pokemon Blue, G1B003, which was a whopping 56 hours and 53 minutes. Badges. Average badges was 8, however one of the game saves, G1G005, was only up to the 3rd gym, with low-level Pokemon, including a rather bizarre level 11 Sandslash, which doesn't even evolve from Sandshrew until 22. In addition, they had hacked their save to have 8 badges. Pokedex. Just how many Pokemon did these 9 saves catch? Well, the lowest was G1G004 with a grand total of 11 Pokemon caught. And the highest was G1B002 with 121 Pokemon, which is only 30 away from a complete Pokedex. The average across the 9 surviving carts, powered by mathematics, was 43.6667 Pokemon. Starters. I expected this to be a massive win for Charmander. While this isn't my personal favourite for Generation 1, its popularity here in the West is immense. But the funny thing was that across the 9 games, 3 of course were Pikachu, obviously Pikachu is the only starter in yellow, but 2 were Charmander, 2 were Squirtle, and 2 were Bulbasaur. This means the age-old argument of which starter is best has been decided, and they're all the best. We're all winners now. So pat yourself on the back and take one of these counterfeit badges. Well done. Final location. For this stat, we look at where the game was last saved, and worryingly, the first 2 saves that actually worked were saved in Lavender Town, which made me suspicious that I was living in a creepypasta where haunted saves would ruin my life, which is actually partially true. But the winner for the final location of the most saves was actually Celadon City, home to Misty and her water gym, and just a stone's throw away from Bill, who ripped off the premise of the film The Fly.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Hey, just some real talk for a second. Before we deep dive into the teams, I just want to say, if it's possible, could you please like, subscribe, comment? And the reason being is like this video, for example, took about 60 to 80 hours to make, and YouTube's been really unkind to me recently. So if you could do anything you can to help me out, I would really appreciate it. Please send me your energy.
Give me your power!
It's a lot of work. Okay, onto the teams they had once they ended their games. First up was G1G004 with a level 16 Pidgey, a level 16 Bellsprout, a level 15 Vulpix, a level 20 Meowth, a level 17 Sandshrew, and a level 43 Blastoise. Looks like here the Blastoise was doing all the heavy lifting in this save. In G1G005, the team was a level 20 Tentacle, a level 21 Gyarados, a level 16 Butterfree, a level 3 Pidgey, which had flies, so I guess it was just there as a HM slave, and a level 11 Sandslash? The Sandshrew doesn't evolve until level 22, as I mentioned earlier, so this is a hacked Pokemon. In the first of the yellow saves it worked, we have Venona, level 25, a level 20 Charmeleon, a level 26 Nidorina female, a level 28 Pikachu, a level 30 Nidorino male, and a level 32 Parasect. I love to see Parasect get some love. It's a creepy Pokemon, and I felt that back when the game was first out, it just wasn't very popular, and I suppose it still really isn't. Now on to the next yellow game. This one was a level 40 Pikachu, a level 50 Mew, and a level 62 Charizard. Now, we have our first Mew here, but matching the OT data to the ones on the Bulbapedia says that the official releases show that this isn't a legit Mew. The empty team slots suggest that the Pokemon that this trainer did have been traded up to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, although we'll never know. The third and final yellow copy is a level 75 Blastoise, a level 61 Charizard, a level 69 Venusaur, a level 71 Pikachu, and a level 64 Dragonite, and then an empty slot. That's a strong team, and the inclusion of the 3 starters and the Pikachu made me immediately think back to Red on Mount Silver. Speaking of Red, here's the one and only Red save file that worked, and we're starting strong with a level 100 Mew, followed by a level 24 Pidgey, a level 17 Pidgey, a level 17 Pidgey, a level 20 Magikarp, and another level 20 Magikarp. Now, this is a fake Mew according to cross-checking the Mew's original trainer data on Bulbapedia. However, and this is something I thought about later, it's worth noting that I had an official Mew from the Nintendo Official Magazine tournament held in Ipswich in the UK, and its OT, original trainer, was Dave, who was the magazine's editor. It was officially distributed, but Bulbapedia doesn't have that one marked down, so it is possible that some of these Mews are actually real and legit. It's just hard to tell. Our 001 save of blue, we have a level 37 Vaporeon, a level 58 Charizard, a level 52 Zapdos, a level 33 Nidoking, a level 32 Magneton, and a level 31 Snorlax. It's a nice rounded team, and it's fun to see Magneton being used. In our next blue save, we only have 2 Pokemon, but they're 2 strong Pokemon. A level 79 Moltres and a level 75 Lapras. It's a small team of high levels, and this tells me that the rest were most likely traded up to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and these 2 were sadly left behind. And now we have our last blue save, and our last save in general, and we have a level 23 Ivysaur, a level 18 Magikarp, a level 14 Zubat, a level 17 Beedrill, a level 12 Spearow, and a level 22 Alakazam. Now that's a nice mix of types, and having a level 22 Alakazam means they either had a sibling or a friend to trade with to get that traded evolution. So that's a really nice early game powerhouse, and that's the power of friendship. And that's the teams. There isn't too much data to dive into with Gen 1, and frankly, these saves will only get more and more interesting as we go through the ages. Now, I have a lot of Gen 2 games to go through, and I'm talking a lot, so hopefully we find some shinies. So, here's the fun bit. I've been taking a photo of all the carts for each save, and I've uploaded the photos and the saves to archive.org for eternal preservation. After all, I'm here to save these files before they get lost to time. They are all labelled by system, so G1G001 means Generation 1, green, save file 1. And you too can explore these saves. And as time goes on, I'll be adding more and more of these rescued saves online. Gen 1 carts were fun to explore, but Gen 2 is going to be incredible. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to make sure that you see what happens next. I'm sure it's going to be incredible. Finally, why not check out one of these videos? They're pretty good. Check it out. That's it. One of these. Either one. Please? Pretty please? Please? I mean, you don't have to, but it would be cool if you did.